Dear students, today I am going to teach you one of the parts of grammar that is known as preposition. Whenever we come to teach grammar, first I tell you that you have to think of grammar very properly. You have to pay your attention to grammar very properly. You have to make your grammar very strong. If your grammar is strong, automatically your sentences will be quite correct. And thereafter you will be able to form essays, letters, and even short story writing. In this context, I do want to tell you that you are the students, and from the very beginning of learning, you have to try that you have to make your expression and writing quite correct. For making writing and expression quite correct, grammar should be learned in a right way, in a proper way, in a way that must be appreciated. Here I have told you that grammar is the part of the language. Grammar is language, language is grammar, where we learn how to write and speak correctly. For speaking correctly, for writing correctly, we have to pay attention even the single term of the grammar, even the single topic of the grammar, and thereafter we will be in a condition to write the sentence very correctly. Here I have decided to write sentence with correctness. For this I am going to start preposition, and I have already told you that grammar teaches us how to write and speak very correctly. There is close relation between language and literature, between grammar and literature. Literature is the gift of writing, and grammar shows the path how to write the sentence very correctly. It means there must be coordination between the two. Between the two means grammar and literature. First, we have to make our grammar strong. Thereafter, we have to begin our writing. And whenever we begin to write, we should have contextual knowledge. We should have knowledge of context. We should have knowledge what we are going to read, what we are going to write. And if we have proper knowledge, at that time grammar becomes guardian. Grammar tells us how to write the sentence very correctly. And if we follow grammar, really it is one of the way of the disciplines, and it is very well known, discipline comes from inside. In the same way, if we learn grammar, grammar will come inside. That will help us how to write the sentence very correctly, for which we have been trying our best to be a good learner, to be a good writer. It is the motive of our life. It is the planning of our life. Here I have told you, dear students, just you are in class 10. It does not mean grammar is for every class. Grammar is for life. Grammar is for literature. Grammar is for learning. Grammar tells us how to write the sentence very correctly. So it cannot be bound only with class. But whenever you are in 10, it is in your syllabus. That's why I am teaching you the term that is called preposition. Here class is 10. What class? 10. No? And it is called English language. That is called English language. English, A-N-D-U-A-G. English language. And today I have told you that I am going to teach you preposition. I am going to teach you preposition. It is one of the important parts of speech. Preposition is one of the important parts of speech, and it is known to us that parts of speech has been divided into 8 parts. It is one of the parts, and there is a question that comes in our mind, on which we have to think very properly before learning preposition. What is parts of a speech? How can we know? How can we define? How can we come to conclusion the utility of the parts of a speech? What's the function of the parts of a speech in grammar? Note in your mind, my dear learners. Think of it very properly. It is an important part of grammar. It means parts of a speech is an important part of grammar. You will tell how. Just I am going to describe you. Because whenever we write something with the help of the words, at that time we come to recognize what part of a speech this word belongs to. What part of a speech this word comes from, and thereafter when you have come to recognize either it is noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, but it is, thereafter we write the sentence very correctly. We do what we want. We begin to write a sentence in a right way, and thereafter it is the first victory on language, and thereafter it will come to our position to learn how we can write English very correctly. Here I have told you before preposition, parts of a speech. P-A-R-T-S, parts of a speech. Because preposition comes from parts of a speech. What I am telling? What am I telling? I am telling that preposition comes from parts of a speech, and parts of a speech is told words are divided into many parts or kinds according to the purpose for which they are used. The different kinds of words are called parts of a speech. Again, listen to me very peacefully. What am I telling? What is the intention behind my telling? My intention is this, that you should have perfect knowledge in grammar. You should have perfect knowledge in the beginning of grammar. You should have knowledge how to use the words. And if you have proper knowledge regarding the parts of a speech, about parts of a speech, surely you will be a good writer, you will be a good learner, you will be a learner, you will be a learner that knows how to write English very correctly. So here I have told you words are divided into many parts or kinds according to the purpose for which they are used, and the different kinds of words are called parts of the speech. The different kinds of words. As for example, I am showing you and I am going to express how can you consider to understand in the context of teaching preposition. Suppose that here is a word that is called water. Suppose that water. If we use water in verb, it is called water the land. Water the land. Here, water has been used in form of verb. No, here, water has been used in form of verb. Again, we are writing the word water. Again, we are writing the word water, and it is being used in form of noun. I have drunk a glass of water. I have drunk a glass of water. I have drunk a glass of water. W-A-T-E-R. It means here water has been used as noun. N-O-U-N, noun. Again, have you seen how has water been used? First in verb, second after in form of noun, and third in form of adjective. W-A-T-E-R. I have seen a water bird. I have seen a water bird. I have seen a water bird. Here, water has been used in form of adjective. In form of adjective. So now, I have told you, what is the importance, what's the utility of parts of speech? You might have seen how only one word, that is water, has been used in different parts of the speech, sometimes in form of verb, sometimes in form of noun, sometimes in form of adjective, and it has been used one by one. First I have used water the land. Here water has been used in form of verb. Thereafter water has been used in form of noun. I have drunk a glass of water. Here water has been used in form of noun. And thereafter again I am telling you, I have seen a water bird. Here water is modifying word. That birds who lives in water. That is why here water has been used in form of adjective. Now, dear students, I have told you these things to know what is parts of the speech. I have also defined what is parts of the speech, and I have also told words are divided into many parts or kinds according to the purpose for which they are used, and the different kinds of words are called parts of the speech. I have given different examples. Thereafter, I am coming to conclusion to teach you to learn about preposition. So, first of all, I am telling you one thing. What is preposition? A preposition is a word used before noun or pronoun to show its relation to some other words in a sentence. Again, try to understand, my dear learners, my dear students, because you are here sitting not alone. You are sitting here with your career, with your planning, with your learning, with your motive. So be careful in course of in understanding what is being taught by the teacher in the class, what is being taught by the teacher in the video. It should be your duty to understand very properly, very legitimately. What I have told regarding preposition, I have told regarding preposition that a preposition is a word used before a noun or pronoun to show its relation to some other words in a sentence. It means preposition makes meaning. It always creates meaning. It always makes the sentence very meaningful. And preposition is used before noun or pronoun. And whenever it is used before noun or pronoun, it gives us meaning. It gives us real value of the sentence. It gives us real knowledge of sentence. And it gives us how the sentence can be formed in a right way, in a way that must be meaningful. Here, try to understand. Suppose that I write a sentence. The book is the table. The book is the table. Here, this sentence is written, and this sentence is meaningless. The book is the table. Completely this sentence is meaningless. Does not have meaning at all. It does not give us meaning. It does not provide us meaning. We find that this sentence is without meaning. But whenever we use only one preposition, that is on, thereafter this sentence becomes very meaningful. What does this sentence become? This sentence becomes very meaningful. It is the purpose of the preposition, and it has been used before noun, and it has been told a preposition is a word used before noun or pronoun to show its relation to some other words in a sentence. And thereafter we find the correctness, the importance, the value of sentence of any verb we have used on in this sentence, and thereafter the sentence has become completely meaningful sentence in form of the book is on the table. It shows meaning. This is the importance of the preposition. This is the reality of the preposition that you have to come to realize, that you have come to understand very perfectly what is being taught by me, what is being taught by the teacher to make your career up to the mark. As you know very well that you have to do a lot of work in your life, but for this you have to first of all know how to write the sentence very correctly. So I teach every grammatical term one by one, and in earlier classes I taught many terms. Today I have started teaching you preposition, and whenever I have started teaching you preposition, I have told it is one of the parts of the speech. I have defined parts of speech. After giving the definition, I have shown the utility of parts of speech, and thereafter I have come to teach you preposition, and in course of teaching you preposition, I have written a sentence without the help of the preposition. Thereafter it is seen that the sentence is very meaningless, but whenever I have used only on preposition, thereafter it is seen that sentence has become completely, totally meaningful. So it is the importance of the preposition. Are you understanding? Have you realized? Have you come to learn the thing I am telling you, that you should think of it very properly? Thereafter, I am going to teach you, as known like the definition of preposition. What's the definition of preposition? What is the definition of the preposition? How does it make the sentence meaningful? Here, I am writing you a preposition is a word used before a noun, a noun or pronoun to show its relation, to some other words, in a sentence. I have given an example just about by using the preposition on. Now I have written the definition of preposition, and whenever you come to understand the two, thereafter you come to know what's the importance of the preposition and what is the function of the preposition, how is the preposition used, how the preposition does a very valuable work in the context of the writing meaningful sentence and correct sentence. So here you see a preposition is a word used before a noun or pronoun to show its relation to some other words in a sentence. This is the definition of the preposition, and suppose that there are many prepositions. I am going to deal with some of the important prepositions as per class 10th, as per class 9th. No, because preposition gives you knowledge to understand the meaning of the sentence as well as to write the correctness of the sentence. And whenever we know each preposition, thereafter we can know how to understand the meaning of the word. As for example, I am telling you, I am taking a very simple word that is called call. Whenever I use preposition in, thereafter it is told, it is shown, it is written, calling a doctor. Now here in has been used, and the meaning of the preposition by using the in is this, that a doctor requires to be called. A doctor requires to be called. What I have told a doctor requires to be called. Here the meaning of the in by using the word call, and by using the word in with call, this is the meaning of the preposition. This is the meaning of the sentence. The next, I am writing the sentence called at. Called at means meeting by going. Meeting by going. The Prime Minister called at the President. Here, the Prime Minister had gone to President's house to meet. It means, in this context, we use the preposition on, call on. Thereafter, we tell the Prime Minister called on the President. Here, preposition on has been used, and the meaning is completely changed. Word is the same, but preposition is changing, and whenever preposition is changed, meaning is changed. So it is the importance of the preposition. First sentence, I have told you, calling, it means calling doctor. It means doctor requires to be called. In the second sentence, I have told the Prime Minister called at the President. It means here at has been used, and the Prime Minister had gone to meet the President at his residence. In that context, called at has been used. Are you following the terms? Try to pay attention. Next I am telling you of. Call off, O-double-F, the strike was called off. Here it means the strike came to an end. In this context, In that situation, condition, be used of O double O F. As I told, the Prime Minister, the strike was called off. Here, O double F, off has been used, and the meaning of call has been completely changed. And thereafter, we use the preposition call off. Call off means to remember someone from the very heart. And in this context, I use whenever the epidemic corona was prevalent, predominant all over the world. At that time, I was calling up my son who was in America. At that time, I was calling up my son who was in America. It means, it is told in this context that call up means to remember someone from the very heart. It means whenever you are away from home, I call up you. It means at this context, call up, meaning of call has been completely changed by using the preposition up. Thereafter, we write call on. Call on means to meet anywhere. Whenever I was going home, I called on my friends. I called on my friends. So here, I am always describing, I always told how does preposition change the meaning? How does preposition play a very vital role? What's the importance of the preposition? And I have used some of the preposition with the word call, and we have to come to conclusion to understand what is the meaning of call by using different kind of preposition, such as sometimes up, sometimes on, sometimes at, and sometimes in, and thereafter we find what is the meaning of the preposition. So really, preposition must be learned, and preposition follow the particular words. Today I am teaching you the starting of the preposition. In this context, I have defined preposition. I have told utility of preposition. I have told how does preposition change the meaning by using in the same word, by following the same word, and I have shown only one word, that is called, which has been used by different kind of the preposition, and it has been so seen that we get different kind of meaning. It is the importance of preposition. Thereafter, I am going to describe, I am going to write down some of the important prepositions, use of the preposition. First preposition, as for example, here, for and since. For and since. Both are prepositions. For is preposition and since is preposition. But they are used in different conditions. For is used to indicate period of time, whereas since is used to indicate point of time. But I have told, for is used to indicate period of time, whereas since it is used to indicate point of time. As for example, here we may write, I had There are two sentences I have written. In the first sentence, I have been learning English for a long time. Here, for is used in form of preposition, and it is showing very clearly that English has been learned by me for a long time. It indicates period of time. In the second sentence, I have used I have been learning English since since 2011. It means here time is given. The time point is given. That is why here since has been given. So it must be in our mind that no, for is used to indicate period of time, whereas since is used to indicate point of time. I am going to write down, and it must be noted by you or it must be learned by you. Or is used to indicate period of time. Period of time. Period of time. Period of time. Whereas since is used, since is used to indicate, since is used to indicate point of time. P-O-I-N-T, point of time. Point of time. Whereas since is used to indicate point of time. But I have written or is used to indicate period of time. And I have written whereas since is used to indicate point of time. This is the difference between for and since. Both are prepositions, but for has been used to indicate period of time. I have written in sentence, I have used in sentence, I have been learning English for a long time, for many months, for many years. It is period of time. But whenever in the second sentence I have told you, I have been learning English since 2011, it means something point of time has been given. As for example, I have been doing my work for 4 hours. I have been doing my work since 6 o'clock morning. Here, point of time has been given, and in that context, in this context, in that situation and condition, since is used. So this is the thing, this is the term I have told about using of since and for, and I have told very clearly that since is for point of time and for is for period of time. Thereafter, the another term I am going to deal with. There are three words. No, first of all, no, these 3 words between, among, and amongst. Between, among, and amongst. Between, among, and amongst, and A-M-O-N-G-S-T, amongst. Okay, amongst. Between, among, and amongst. Between is used for the two. Between is used to indicate two persons, things, or ideas. Whereas among is used more than two. But I told between is used to indicate two persons, things or ideas, whereas among is used more than two, and amongst is also used more than two, but before vowel. Try to come to understand what I have told you again. Between is used to represent two things or ideas. Among is used to represent more than two, and amongst is also used to represent more than two, but before vowel. I am going to write down examples and method of use, method definition, how it is used. First of all, I am writing here divide money. Apples. Divide money. Between Aman and Ram. Here you see two. Aman and Ram. Aman and it means between is used for the two. Thereafter I am writing divide money. Divide money among Aman, Raman and Syam. Aman, Raman and Syam. Here more than two, three. Aman, Raman and Syam. Divide money among Aman, Raman and Syam. More than two has been used. And third, divide money among all of us. It means more than two, but vowel. Here you see A has been used. So what is the definition tells? Between represents two things or ideas, among represents more than two, and amongst also represents more than two, but before vowel. I am going to write down. No. I am giving examples, and thereafter I am writing. Well, between is used. Between is used to represent two things or ideas. Two things or ideas. Whereas hence among is used. Among is used to represent more than two. More than two. More than two. And amongst is also used. And amongst is also used more than two, but before vowel. More than two, but before vowel. VOWEL. What I have written? between is used to represent two things or ideas. Hence, among is used to represent more than two, and amongst is also used to more than two, but before vowel. So I consider you must have understood what has been taught by me today. It will continue even tomorrow, and you have to pay your attention very seriously. Thank you, my dear students.